About a month ago, I got reached out to by a company that I've only ever thrown one disc from. So today we're gonna bring back a series that I did a lot of last offseason. I got a comment on a recent video that I think is very true. It was on my Rollo video, and they were talking about how excited they were that a lot of the recent meme discs have been really flippy discs. But if you guys remember to last year and maybe times before that, a lot of meme discs were stupid overstable, like the only disc that I've ever thrown from this company before today. You see, this is a box from a company called Reptilian Discs. They sent me out all of their molds. At least I asked them to do that. It's not actually a big deal though. I think a lot of them are just out of stock. But they sent me, I think it's 8 discs, including the infamous Stego. I was a bit surprised at how snowy it was at this part of town when I rolled up, but we're gonna be playing in it. I'm gonna figure out which putter I want to use. We have the Scale and the Serpent here. We're gonna play 18 holes straight up and try to shoot 9 down or better. And for every stroke worse than 9 under, we're gonna give one of them away. Actually, we'll do it over on my second channel, Banana Froth. So go subscribe to that. Hopefully you won't have to, because there won't actually be any giveaways, but these guys they have like weird thumb tracks. The Serpent feels like it's gonna be the actual putting putter. And the Scale, I think it's pretty overstable. Oof. Much more glidey. I hate when like rocky ground is muddy. It's kind of crazy. So since this isn't like a mystery box video, I have taken these out and actually looked at them already. This is the Scale, slightly beaded putter as you can see, with a little weird thumb track. And what's interesting is I feel like Reptilian has a lot of the weird gateway combinations because they're a gateway molded company. Can't see that at the bottom there, but on the bottom of the Stego, you can kind of see the gateway mold. A lot of gateway molded companies like Reptilian, AGL, and then Gateway themselves just have like tops and bottoms of molds, and then they seem to kind of just mix and match them in really weird ways. So I'm pretty sure that this has like a wizard bottom with the top of something else, and then this has the same top with the bottom of something else. I don't really know. Pretty flat profile. The Stego, of course, if you don't know what this is, it's a brick. And then they sent me out another 2 mid-ranges. The Iguana, 5.5 -1, 1.5, 177, a little bit pop top, a little domey, and it seems like at the bottom of maybe a Prophecy in overstable mid. But then this also looks like a Prophecy. It's just a little flatter with a more like aggressive top, and it's the Gila. I'm gonna call it the Gila instead of the Gila because the Gila Monster, 5403, so overstable. Neither of these feel phenomenal in my hand with the beads. I'm not sponsored by any of this. I don't have anything that I have to say about any of these discs. The last 3, Rivers. We have the Komodo 9303, apparently Firebird-esque. It feels like a slightly cheaper plastic than some of these other ones, not quite as premium. Also looks pretty thick and slightly beaded and not as overstable as like a Firebird, but I feel like it's not gonna be glidey. It's a little windy out, so that might get some use. The Chameleon, which I threw last off-season a little bit in a specific Patreon-sponsored Bag It or Bin It, apparently has the rim of a 10-speed, but they call 8.6 -1.3 because it's pretty chonky. Flies pretty slow for a 10-speed. And then a new disc that came out, I believe, the Carnivore, which is very Destroyer-esque, very domey. That's what we're gonna be throwing on hole number 1. It's 485 downhill. Hopefully we can start out with a birdie so we can get close to our 9 under par. Hole 1 is like 480 straight down there. We're gonna have to watch our steps. Everything feels slick, so make sure our form is looking good today. I guess we can call it 2 off the top, but I'm just gonna warm up real quick with the Chameleon throw and then rip the Carnivore down there. Nice little flip up. Wow, that's a better first throw out the car than I expected. Not gonna get there, but nice little hyzer, kind of flipped up, but that's where it's like slow. It just kind of slowed down. Carnivore, if we can get the birdie to start off with, would be money. This feels like it's gonna be pretty stable. Little pop top, a little headwind out there. Whoa, not as stable as I thought. Oh gosh. Huh? I think I compensated a little bit for the lack of grip that I felt in my shoes, but that's become less of a problem the better my form has gotten. But you still get a little scared about it. The one nice thing about snow is there's like basically nobody else here. When I was kind of doing those like little warm-up putts, this thing felt very overstable, like close to approach disc-esque. Since it's snowy, we'll go Stego, just for you guys. Dang, I think it's crazy. So this series that we're kind of bringing back is called Nuke It in the Bag. I filmed maybe 5 or 10 of them over the last off season with just like a ton of companies that I'd never thrown their discs before. So if you want to see all those really good content that I made last year, I was actually rewatching some of them last night and just kind of reliving and enjoying it. But I'll link the playlist at the top of the description here. Park Town to start, not bad. There's not a lot that I haven't done, but I'd be open to potentially doing some more of them. Honestly, a lot of that will be depending on how well this video does. So if you guys want to see some more stuff like this, definitely drop a like. We'll definitely throw all these off the tee at least once. I'm a little sad that some of the ones that were out of stock, or maybe they just didn't send me, were like kind of a straight 7 speed, maybe a straight 9 speed, and those are like some of my favorite discs. So maybe that's why they didn't send them to me, because they're everyone's favorite discs and they didn't have any in stock. All right, so if you guys remember way back when, in a tags match I did at Wonderview, I threw this thing into the top of a tree. He found it after it came down and just put it in his bag and finally found me. And so now we're gonna get first impressions on all the reptilian discs.
Too much for me. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah?
All about the thumb track. Funny. Kind of reminds me of like a faster Comet.
Huh. Interesting. I've never thrown a Comet before. That's the disc that like is stumping me out. I haven't thrown it yet, but I'm like, I don't know what to think about the feel or how I think it's gonna fly. I think it's gonna be pretty straight, but
like the sharpness of the edge
yeah.
is surprising.
What's up, buddy?
Kind of reminds me of like a Rock X3. Ooh, I like this plastic, especially in the cold. It's like kind of in between Star and G-Star.
Yeah,
almost.
it says CHM. Or wait, that's for chameleon. I'm so stupid. I don't know what the plastic is. Last one.
Domier than I would expect for the numbers.
Yeah. It feels weird for the numbers, right?
Probably also way too much for my noodle.
You don't really see a 9-speed with a bead.
Yeah, that's,
you know?
That's an interesting
I'm very intrigued by this mold. But yeah, dude. What was your name again?
Matt.
Matt? Sweet. Shout out Matt. Thanks for being in the video. What's your name, dude?
That's Babs.
Shout out Babs. Oh, resting your chin. Love it. Anything you want to say? Scared of the mic, sorry.
You want to see if you can catch one on camera?
Did it? Oh no! All right, I'll put the Stego up in the top of the bag here. I think we're gonna try out the Iguana. Got slight tailwind. This is like, it's like under 300 feet, but especially as like footing feels weird and such, like sometimes it can be better to disc up a bit to a mid-range. Make sure you hit the gap. This does feel so weird in the hand because it's very domey and beaded. Yeah. Okay, it's as straight as it says. Like in my hand, I felt like that was gonna really stable out and flex out. Huh. Iguana, better than I expected. I expected to kind of hate this disc just based on the feel. It was good out the box. Might be one where we throw it again, but I think we're gonna disc up to either the Chameleon or the Komodo on this next hole. One good thing is these T-pads are so freaking long that you're gonna always find like a dry spot somewhere on them, which is pretty nice. I think we're gonna try the Komodo. It's like 310 feet up the hill. You gotta put some anhyzer on it. Yeah, it's glidier than 9303. But I really didn't get a hold of it, I don't feel. And it wasn't very dumpy, surprisingly. I don't hate these putters because the thumb track makes me feel like I gotta actually like really focus on spinning it, which is kind of what I want. I want something that like I have to put more effort into than the Pures. I don't think the Serpent is my next putter, but it's getting me thinking like I might revisit stuff like P2s and PA3s that I said I didn't like in the past, because it might help me to like get my putt to a better spot. I don't want to be hindered by thinking that I can't use a specific putter. That's just a bad mentality to be in. Should be able to use any putter, you know? I think just that mindset shift has also been helpful. So 2 through 3, on to the next. We're gonna play the long pad, unless it's snowed. If it's snowy, we'll play short, but the long I think is like 480 down the hill again. All right, so I very much don't feel safe enough playing this pad. Throwing a big shot down the hill there, not quite sure. You can see all the water on that tee pad. I really think, I'm like more impressed with these discs than I thought. There's just a minimum acceptable standard of most discs coming out, and none of these fall below it, I feel, you know? At least the ones that I've thrown so far. The Gila can change that in my mind though. 5403, but it feels like a slightly domey Prophecy, so it feels like it's gonna kind of go. Oh, that was supposed to be flat. And way righter. Stego. Oh my gosh. That disc is so nutso. It went 100 feet. All right, speed control was on point. Head right to left. Little Annie to the right of the basket with the Serpent. Good layup. I'm interested to hear if you guys have tried any reptilian discs or like if you actually bag any. I think the Carnivore like might be sneaky good. There's a couple more holes that we'll be able to throw it on. That first throw made me think it's kind of just like what you wanted a destroyer to be, like very true to the numbers. It was also downhill into some wind, so could be wrong. But I think what we'll throw this time is gonna be this scale straight down the gut there. It's a little tailwind, and this thing's pretty stable. So we're gonna try to kind of ante it at the basket so it'll lay down flat there. Wow, it's so stable. Good toss though. Sit down. Here is the Serpent for comparison. Through the gap. Let's go. So that one definitely wanted to get held over a little more. Buckets. 3 through 5, next hole is gonna be 390. The scale kind of flies really good. It's a really reliable disc. Yeah. Especially because we're out in the open, I think it's better to disc up. They're a little more stable. Just kind of get the carnivore there. Make it a little easier. In the woods, you might want to disc down so you can like be more committed to your lines and shape it and not get as many tree kicks, but try this carnivore out again. Maybe a little flippier than I suspected. Yeah, did get a little flip up. Skip in. What a great little hyzer boy. I want to learn this Komodo. I don't think it's 9303, maybe 9503. We'll see though, it'll all depend on kind of how this shot goes. Yeah, it's not as not glidey as 9303, especially with the dome, just like what Matt pointed out. And then the bead probably does stable it up a bit, but I'd give it FD3, 9403, 94.5 maybe. It's not like a blade from Gateway, which is another Gateway molded disc that's 9503 that sometimes can like pop up a bit. It's definitely like you throw it flat, it's gonna finish. But 9303 is a little aggressive on the numbers. This one's kind of a pretty good domey destroyer-like mold. I'm gonna say it. This is gonna fly like a lot of people want their destroyers to fly, but the destroyers just come out too stable. Also, I just read this on the Komodo, it says aggressive fairway driver. Oh gosh, just like stepping. Why does that happen? 4 through 6. Oh, I didn't see either. Just taking my disc to the cleaners. So this is gonna be probably one of our farthest shots that we need today. And we have like the worst tee pad ever. We got 420 out to the basket on the high rise. I always miss left. So we're gonna try to miss right today if we miss it all. Oh, it's not that stable. Wow. Well, we know this thing wants to go because I'm exactly pin high. I think I just lay this up though. Sit down. No. All right, so heading on to hole 8. We have not thrown the Serpent off the tee. We have thrown the Komodo, and we birdied with it. Haven't thrown the Stego. Have thrown the Carnivore, but and we have birdied with it. The Chameleon, I guess, technically, because of hole 1. But we haven't birdied with it, and I don't quite think that counts. We threw the Scale and birdied with it, threw the Iguana and birdied with it, threw the Gila, and didn't birdie with it. So we're gonna try to birdie with each of these last 4. And I think we're gonna start on a 300-foot hole with the Gila. We're still trying to get to 9 down, obviously. That's what all this matters. But I want to see if we can get a birdie with all these discs off the tee. I didn't leave it wide enough. Just die, die. Especially whenever there's like a right to left wind and I'm throwing a hyzer, I always forget that like the wind's gonna take it immediately. Here's the thing, even if I get the score, if I can't get a birdie with all these discs, we'll give whichever ones we didn't birdie with away over on Banana Froth. It's like the most messed up looking basket on the course. That would have been really helpful for our quest. Now we're back to a 9 under pace. I thought this was a guarantee because this is the start of Birdie Alley. So we definitely need to get the next 3 or 4 at least. You might be able to see a pole way down there. That's kind of right where the basket is. I think it's it. I think that's parked. Is that 5 under? 5 through 9, that's good. Now is the main chance for the Stego. Little tailwind, big Annie, come on. No! I slipped. Oh, that sucks. That was the wrong time to have my first slip of the day. Steppers are back in season, baby. No! I'm gonna have to try to Stego on the next hole. That's basically the next really only good one. Otherwise, I have to be a little tricky on one of these par 4s. If you would have given me a $100 bet while this was in the air at any point that it was going in, I would have taken it. Like, this is the bottom of my shoes walking from hole to hole. I'm inside a circle 2, And that's what happens. 280, I wonder if I should just give her a really big chop over and see if I can get that just super big nose down forehand there. Die! It's miserable. I think that's gonna be closer than this last one. Maybe even inside the circle. Might have gotten a little roll back. Put that little backspin on it, I don't know. At this point though, the question is it worth it to miss the score to get the Stego a birdie? Because either way, you're giving away a disc. And I'd almost prefer to give away the Stego, you know what I mean? Okay, the Gila doesn't have a birdie. This is a long Gila shot though, it's 340. Now there's the Chameleon, but the Chameleon, the next hole I think is the hole for it. So it almost might be worth it to try to force the birdie with the Gila. 17, easy birdie. 18 I can get with the Stego. I think it might be worth it to try to take the Gila out of play. Miss it and sit down. Where the heck was that branch? Oh no. That disc is pretty good, dude. Holy cow. Man, I really was proud of that shot too. Too low. Pop the nose down. Ooh, gross. It was the good call to not save the Gila for this because this is gonna be a tough shot in this wind, even with the Chameleon. It does fill your hand very well, which makes you feel confident to rip it. If we get this, I feel really good about our chances with 2 discs and 3 extra birdies. Get left. A little higher, more stopped up than you'd want in the headwind. Let's go. And I played it smart. I played it to the snow instead of the mud, so I don't even have to wipe it off. Big brain time. This next one's gonna be tough. I normally just like launch a disc, pitch an upshot. Now we're gonna play the upshot first because we got a birdie with the Gila and the Stego. I think this one might be, but then we gotta worry about footing. I think we're gonna go Gila. That way we don't have to go too crazy with it. We could hopefully still get a little over 300 in this tailwind. Swing back, right to the middle. Not gonna be the easiest with snow, but if we get up and down, we're golden on this challenge. So honestly, I've thrown a couple more seconds with this off camera, and it's slowly turned into like close to my favorite disc in here. Maybe it is. I really like the Carnivore, I think. But this Iguana too, kind of sneaky good. Could be a Serpent, could be a Scale, I think. But just simple upshot with the Iguana. Actually, don't even need to think about a gap right now. If we're trying to birdie, we can play some Denver disc golf, baby. We're going over the top. That is really bad. That's why I like that disc. Look at that flight on the ground. Really feel confident really laying into that one compared to, yeah. Second and third player, phenomenal disc golfers. 255 straight away, slight headwind. Actually slight left to right. Still Gila though. A little more left than I wanted. A little more anhydrous is what I was trying to put on that. It's kind of cool. You can always see like the little trail that the disc took to get to wherever it is. I've been putting really well today too. Focus on your aim point, people. 3 holes left, 2 discs that we need to birdie with. Somehow still, so many chances that I'm just squandering. This hole is not my favorite, but it is birdieable. So if we can get this, then 17, throw the heel off the tee, get up and down for an easy, easy birdie. 18, so Stego off the tee, get to our 9 down with these guys while birdieing with all of them. 6 still, jeez, come on, Anthony. You're falling apart at the end of these videos recently. That's really left. Die. Last hole, get out of your mind. Oh, I thought I nailed So now the question is, if we get the good rip with this, we could eagle 17 and get to 9. We're doing that. We're doing that. Screw the discs. If they both go, they both go. It's not the end of the world. 460, 470 uphill, par 4. If the tee pad's good enough, I got myself into like 70-footer range the last time I played this when I was with you guys with my interval. This thing seems like it really bombs. So if I can really get a good rip, not the best wind, a little left to right maybe, if it's like going up the hill, we're chilling. But if we eagle this and birdie 18 with the Gila, we still only have to give away the Stego. No matter what though, if I can go birdie, get to 8, birdie with the Gila on hole 18, which is just an easy little flick, hopefully. I would have said it was an easy birdie with all these holes. Then Stego is gone. Go. It's a little low, but that's throwing range. Oh gosh, dude. That was about as anticlimactic as that could be. The ace with the Gila. That's it. I think that's fine. It's not crazy overstable. I think Matt's estimation is actually really good. Rock X3. 8 down, not the end of the world. I'm gonna be kept up at night with that putt from the Stego the first time. That should have been in, dude. Massive thank you guys for watching. Thanks for Reptilian for sending these out. If you want to win the Stego, which is only just gonna be in the giveaway because I got to 8, and I somehow didn't birdie with it, did get the Gila, thank goodness. Go ahead over to Banana Froth right now, and the last video that I posted, which is today, which is the Pathfinder versus the Guava. Watch that video. Well, no matter what, comment your favorite reptile and subscribe to Banana Froth. So if you're subscribed to Banana Froth, if you like that video, and you comment your favorite reptile emoji or reptile, all those will be put in a hat, and then I'll choose a winner on Wednesday. I'll reply to that comment, and then you'll have to like send me a picture that it is your account on Instagram. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. Can't believe I missed so many of those simple putts. See you in the next one. Love you, bye. Oh, the Banana Froth video is linked there. See you.